Welcome to Crowning Around, where every woman wears a crown, whether she's 17 or 70. I'm Joan Caliendo, and this is the space where magic happens when women empower women. Each week, we'll dig into topics like ageism, stepping into your power, and everything in between. And today, we're kicking it all off with a queen in her own right. Me, Ms. New York Senior America.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to our second episode. I am here with a dear, dear friend, but before we begin introductions, I'd like to start with our opening sparkle, which is the theme of tonight's podcast, which is it's not about a crown, it's about confidence. So this evening, we're going to talk to a dear friend of mine over 40 years of friendship that began well back on the streets of Utopia Parkway in Queens, at a university called St. John's. Donna and I met back in 1980. And we began a fast friendship because we were both on the cheerleading squad. And we're going to start our Queen's Court by an introduction of formality. But of course, she's such a dear friend, I thought I'd start by saying where we got our context from, which is St. John's. So let me share with you some of the insights and accomplishments of my dear friend. So first of all, Donna is an associate real estate broker and branch manager at Douglas Elliman at the Rockville Center office. Secondly, she served as a cheerleader when we were there in the 80s during the heyday of the Big East. And Madison Square Garden Fun that some of you saw again this year. But she also served as the head coach from 1990 until 2000. So she continued the legacy that we all started by coaching at the university. She is a member of the executive board of the Chamber of Commerce at Rockville Center, which is a very important job, keeping that lovely, lovely town impeccably dressed and deliciously restauranted and all of the above. And she has been a master at many, many different fields of retail and sales and marketing, including Macy's and Estee Lauder and my personal favorite, Marvin Windows. So let me introduce to you Donna O'Reilly Einemann. Welcome. So before we get into some of the beautiful accomplishments and how you got there and the confidence that you created a crown around, I wanted to show our viewers some of our good times. So if Bobby, you could put up picture number 2, we can start with that. There we are. Look at those young girls on the cover of the Torch magazine, which was the publication at St. John's University. So there we are. Cheering our hearts out for our basketball squad. And I hope you're noticing that there's the second photo. It was, in fact, a co-ed squad. So look at those adorable faces in 1982 of the team that we adored each other, went to cheerleading camp together, slept together, not that way, and loved each other till this very day. And to our departed, and we are devastated by that loss, but there we are, young, ambitious. Donna was on the cover all the time of all of the magazines because she was the picture of St. John's, tall and thin and big blue eyes, and at times she had beautiful eyelashes, at other times they were removed. But here we are with the Star of Stars. This is at the North Hills Country Club.
Yeah, it was an athletic department golf outing that we attended.
Yes, and if you don't realize who that is the incomparable Chris Mullen, who graduated in '85 when they made their Final Four appearance, which is just after we left, of course. My bags were packed, by the way, in 1983 to go to New Mexico, but Georgia. That's all I'm going to say. And how about them dogs? But this is my favorite, everyone. This is the photo that I like to call light, medium, and dark. And
that's funny.
That's our dear friend Tracy's wedding party.
Yeah.
And that's our dear friend Christine, also a cheerleader with us at St. John's. And, that's just who we were in the 80s. Big hair, big lashes, big and bold. And here we are today as successful women in our own right, but sincerely, our roots are so deep. So I wanted to start by talking to Donna about some of the ways in which she gained her notoriety in real estate. But I'm going to start with this question because I think it's applicable to all the ladies and gentlemen that are listening. You have a very specialized skill set when it comes to real estate. And of course, as branch manager, you're the example to your team, your staff. What would you say is your greatest skill set in managing the brokers, the agents, and your clients as well?
Well, 100%.
Yes.
Right. Great question.
Thank you.
Great question. The real estate.
I went to a good school.
The education was phenomenal.
Phenomenal. Please continue.
Real estate is a people business, you know, and you have to understand who your people are. It's my team.
Right.
It's my team's client. It's my leadership team above me. And the most important thing is to understand them, right? You want to listen to them, you want to hear them, but you really want to understand what motivates them.
Right.
And what their priorities are. And we're all different. We're all authentic. And it's embracing their authenticity and it's understanding their personality. And so what I do at work is every agent, when they associate with my office, I give them a DISC personality profile.
Wonderful.
Test. And it's really not a test. We say it's a test, but it's really not. It's just, you know, really quickly, 24 questions. And it kind of, after somebody, it's really kind of eye-opening for them as well.
Yeah.
But basically, it helps them identify the type of personality they are. And the abbreviation is DISC, so they're either a D, an I, or S, or a C.
Is it color-based?
And it's colored because I'm all
that.
about color coding.
Love that.
And so it's on a chart, and there's descriptions. So I make sure before they leave that how they felt, they answered those questions the way they did. That got them into whichever category that does align with their personality.
Yes.
And then they get to take it away. So they get that graph.
Right.
And now they can take a look at other personality types because then being in the people business, they're in front of buyers and sellers all the time, tenants and all the time. And not everybody's going to be like-minded or a match personality-wise or a click.
Right.
And so they can quickly adjust to somebody else's personality because they're given what's that personality type's priorities are. That's my way of helping them be successful.
That's a business strategy that everyone can use. Yeah. But I have to say this because I went to your Christmas party and I went to some of your celebrations. Your staff adores you because you let them be who they are, and they appreciate that gift that you give to them, which is you're not trying to be the star of the show. You allow them to have their strengths and to have their successes. And I know this because I've recommended people to come your way, and they speak so highly of you because you put the time in. So I know Tuesdays are your craziest day. What did you do today?
Today is our training day. So Tuesday training day.
Okay.
We have our office meeting, or we always meet every Tuesday.
Okay.
It's either going to be an office meeting or it's going to be what we call agent power hour. And it's our way of really kind of giving information to help their business, understand the market, and share best practices. Plus, also, we bring in special guests. So every meeting, which is every Tuesday, we have a special guest come in, and it's a preferred business vendor who either they can kind of they can hire them to help them either in their marketing or sales offerings, or it's someone they can give as a preferred vendor recommendation to their clients. So it's always helpful to build their toolkit in a way, and that's what our office does. We set them up for success.
So how are you different from other real estate agencies? Because you worked in other places, and this is where you've settled and you found a home and you love it. So what's the difference at Douglas Elliman?
Well, Douglas Elliman is a national brokerage. Probably one of the only brokerages that is connected from coast to coast. It's not a franchise. And what's the beautiful thing about it is that we're connected, and I can contact somebody in California. And I can take a training with somebody in Texas. Like we're all, we all get the same platform. I mean, we're one big community, and we learn from each other. It's just our training
believe
is impeccable. Our marketing is spot on. We have the most incredible leaders at the top that give us the tools. They really empower us. And Douglas Elliman believes that every agent is an entrepreneur, and that our agents are also our clients. And so they're treated with the utmost respect. And again, we're given the most tools that anybody can possibly give us to
That's
be
why you
successful.
fit in so beautifully. No doubt about it. So when you watch all these real estate shows on television, you know, Selling Sunset and, you know, Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous and all the housewives, here's my question. My question is, how do you keep people in faith, in good moral, ethical bonding, that you're going to give them the best ability to sell their house, a fair price, a market price, and then also when they're trying to buy homes, that you know you're putting them in the right neighborhood that suits their needs and their children's education, et cetera, et cetera. Because Long Island real estate, as we know, because I just went to Donna's Country Club last week. And I found a lovely little town called Hewlett Harbor that I didn't even know existed. And I think we pulled into two driveways thinking we were at the country club, but no, those were their homes. And I say this openly, like there's a whole bunch of stuff out here that can go very awry. And you're the voice of reason. And how do you do that when there's so much money on the line? I think that's what I'm asking you.
We trade, if you think about it, we trade someone's biggest asset of their entire life. It's a very serious transaction that we're engaged in. And I always teach my agents that you have to have a strategy. I mean, and when we present to our clients about how we go to business and how we go to market and how we collaborate, and it is a strategy from beginning to end, and they love it. I mean, because and I speak from experience. So I've been selling real estate for 20 years.
Wow.
And so what I give to my agents is the experience that I've had and the scenarios that I've learned from, and then they give that in terms of my expertise to them. If they need me on a client on a listing pitch or to work
if it
with,
gets difficult or uncomfortable or they're not sure of themselves,
Exactly.
some of them are young.
Hey, they might need a price change. Somebody who thinks their house is worth X and it's really worth Y. Like, how do you help them get to
Negotiate
see a different?
that. Yeah.
And so I'm there to help them, which is huge for them, but it's also huge for me because I am not in the market of selling. I'm in the market now of managing. When I sell, it's to VIP clients or people that are in my sphere of influence that have contacted or tapped me to help them. With that being said, I bring an agent on with me to do the transaction so I can train them and teach them kind of how to...
Almost shadowing.
Yeah, exactly.
Perfect.
So it's been a great experience, but because I don't do it on a day-to-day basis, I'm thrilled to be able to help other people, achieve success. So this is what I tell them. I tell them, I'm your biggest cheerleader.
Cheerleader. Is everyone getting that?
Got that?
Okay, just wondering. I believe you.
And they know my background. They know where I came from. They know that I cheered. They know that I was a coach. And they know it's my DNA.
It is in your DNA.
So from 18 years old, when we were cheerleaders together, I am using that today still.
I love that.
Cheering for different people,
I
but
love
cheering.
that. And that was my next question. So what in your past created the crown that is the confidence that you wear now in your chosen job?
Ooh, that's a really good question.
I'm filled with them. No, really, because you're so fascinating to me, because in our tenure of friendship, you've been a chameleon.
Yeah.
You've bounced around considerably.
Yes.
Macy's, Bayer, yes, Estee Lauder, Marvin Windows. I never figured that one out. But I know it was showroom.
Yes, I designed
designs.
Marvin Design Gallery showrooms for the dealer, the distributor, I should say. And our territory was 7 states.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay, so that's a big deal.
And
but
it's a big deal.
this is where your niche is. And I wanted to know what in your past, like we joke around that we're very competitive people, right? We just play pickleball together. We go to St. John's basketball games. We're screaming and yelling. We have no voices. How could Providence come back from a 20-point, deficit? We just who we are. This is how you are when we watch your son's baseball games in the garage, right? You're cheering for him. He's in another state, but he could probably hear you because this is who we are.
It's all about the energy.
It's all about the energy, but I want to know where that confidence comes from in the sense of a competitive edge, right?
I think in all aspects, confidence is I think what you said to me.
It's your crown.
Earlier,
it's your crown.
It is a crown, but we don't always feel that we're worthy of wearing it. We have to really discover it.
We
have to discover it, and then we can wear it proudly.
Yes.
I will tell you that I had some wonderful jobs, and they were significant. But it wasn't until I got into real estate that I really found my true self. And it really is because I found a purpose.
Is that going to lead us to the 5 Ps? Just asking.
It's not, but that's okay.
But
we can talk about
all right,
that.
we'll get there. We'll get there.
But
I love that.
Yeah, I found my purpose, and I'll tell you, confidence didn't come then, right? It started to develop because when I found real estate, again, 20 years ago, you don't go into real estate with a boatload of confidence.
Okay.
You develop it through the experience,
Okay.
right? But when I really found confidence was when I discovered my superpower.
Which is?
I find the talent in people. Like I
nurture it.
And I nurture it. So I can tell if you're going to
agree.
be talented. And I do that now, like hiring. But I did it when I was a coach.
Yes, no, of course.
I put together and ended up with a championship
squad.
competition squad that placed 5th in the nation for small co-ed, our first time in
Right.
competition. The kids were fabulous. They really were. But it was a collection that we put together. You were a judge.
Yes, I was a judge.
So you know
No, I know.
exactly
Listen, for
what they
those
go
of you
through.
watching outside of New York, cheer in New York has become a state, has become a sport. And that's recent. So when she and I were cheering at St. John's, we were considered an activity. And of course, we went to practice all the time, and we were doing some daredevil stunts with very strong men, but there were no mats underneath us. And we were on concrete floors that were pseudo gyms. And we put our trust in each other and our love in each other, and we got through what we needed to. Went to cheer camp in Virginia. That's a whole other ball game when you meet these Southerners who, have a cheer for getting up and going to the bathroom or eating broccoli or
It's a story
dancing
in
to the
itself.
bathroom. That's a story in itself. But at the end of the day, we figured out where we could fit in, but we were not at that level, right? We're New York City kids. Donna grew up in East Rockaway. Again, I'm from Brooklyn. I didn't know an East Rockaway existed. I heard of Far Rockaway. East Rockaway? Never heard of it. Our friend Terry was from Hicksville. Tracy was from Oakdale. I thought she said Oakland. And we were just a hodgepodge of kids trying to figure it out. And so when you put together a squad in the 90s that was capable of competing at that level, that's beyond big. So people in other states have to understand that it's really difficult for us because we don't, Cheer Now locally has blown up.
Excelled.
We know that
Yep.
and excelled. And those girls will go on and do great things in college. But we were at the scratch the level surface and, happy to do it because it was Division I basketball. And we were at Madison Square Garden. Let's talk about it. I brought my jacket so people could see it
Yes.
with my
love.
Lou Carnesecca pin. Rest in peace, Lou. But, we keep going to the games because A, they got better, and B, because that's our roots. Would you agree? That's our roots.
100%. I have to tell you, we were beyond blessed
Yes,
to
we
be
were.
cheering for Lou Carnesecca and the team he put together.
Yeah.
And
Scrappy
what a great-
kids. Again, scrappy kids,
Yeah.
right?
Well, that's it. You have to have a strategy.
Right.
Whatever business you're in, coaching or real estate, you have to have a strategy. He had a strategy. He knew exactly the type of player he was looking for.
True.
Rick Pitino knows exactly the type of player he's looking for.
True.
Kids who are getting recruited, they'll find their fit based on the coach's,
Yeah, belief in
strategy.
them,
And-
which is what you're saying again and again, that
Yeah.
you believe in the agents that you're nurturing
Yes.
and prepping and preparing for what's ahead of them. And
Yeah.
that's the takeaway that we got together
Yes.
from St. John's education, but also through cheerleading. I would like to say both of us used it to our best abilities and continue
100%.
to,
Oh,
right?
yeah. Well, look at you. You were in the classroom, I'm
Look
sure.
at me.
Look at you now.
Look at me now. Still speaking. Yeah. So, right here I am doing a podcast, but 39 years of education got me to the point where I believed in kids, right? So that's a different level because they're still not fully understanding what they're going to be great at, and you just see things in them, and that little glimmer that you believe in makes a difference in their whole year.
Yep.
Right. So and I still run into them till this day. I mean, they're in their 40s and 50s now, hard to believe, but and they're accomplished young men and women because we believed in them. There's no doubt about that.
Absolutely. But that you're selfless, right? You're in the
Yes.
classroom and you were there for them.
Yes.
Right. So that's why they loved you.
Right.
Because-
And I'm funny.
And you're funny. Humor, number one.
Number one.
This girl.
That's why they kept coming back to the class. Okay. Here's my next question, and then we're going to go to a break. Do you still think your confidence is growing at this age?
Absolutely.
Oh, great.
100%.
Tell us. Please share, because everyone that's listening wants to know your secret.
It really is, and it's you have to just find your superpower and get behind it, and it could have been within you for a really long time, like it was in me,
Right.
but I didn't know it,
Right.
right? And superpower and purpose are aligned. It's really kind of one and the same.
Absolutely.
And when you find that, you're like a speeding train, you go. But why I think your confidence continues to grow is because we're continuing to learn. So even though I have almost 60 agents, I learned from them as much as they learned from me, and then they learned from each other. And if you're open to learning in that way, you're going to constantly
Continue to
grow,
grow.
and then from there, your confidence.
Well
is,
said. Well said. I'm just going to say one more thing because I thought of it while you were speaking. We're both products of Catholic school education.
We are.
And elementary, high school, college. Like, you don't get more Catholic school than the two of us. This is my question. Do you think that setting created a bit of humbleness and quietness and an inability to find your power because we were taught to be selfless and God-fearing and maybe perhaps not aggressive enough in a competitive world?
It was so long ago, right?
I know.
I mean, it's a different way of growing up. I think whatever experience one has in education, sports, whatever, it always comes back to the family unit.
Agree.
Yours was very strong.
Very strong. You met my two brothers the other day.
I did. They are the
A
best.
riot.
A riot.
A riot.
Yeah.
I know.
And that's you can get through life. You have to be. I mean, we are products of Catholic school,
Right.
but that doesn't always mean God is the center of of your universe. It is. He is for me, and I believe that is, again, because I'm deeply rooted spiritually.
Yes.
That I can get through a lot. But I will tell you, my family was so tight. We still are.
Yeah.
Our children are tight. So
Right.
a lot of tight cousins are
Right.
all like family. I grew up that way. My cousins were, so family was extremely important. So I believe that's what gets you through.
I
life.
agree. This is just one story I'm going to share with you about Donna and I when we were younger to show you exactly the difference in our personalities. Although we're very common in our roots, this is the difference. While we were cheering at a game, I think there were times, you can correct me if I'm wrong, that I got a little too over the top crazy that we might lose, and I wasn't very good at math, and we didn't have 3-point shots back then, and there was no clock shot, and I would get very nervous that we were going to start to lose. And Donna, being as chill as she is, would be like, "Don't worry, we're going to pull it through. You know, so what, Patrick Ewing." Is going to take 17 foul shots. It doesn't matter. We're going to get through the game. And I would really get very, very nervous. And finally, at one particular game, we won unexpectedly. And we had on these wool uniforms. Talk about hot. I know it's hot today, but those wool uniforms were interesting. And Donna went to embrace me. She's quite taller than I am. And we hugged so tight and we were sweating in the wool uniforms. And when she pulled away from me, it said St. John's across our chest. All of her eyelashes were stuck to my sweater. All of them perfect. And when I looked at her, she had no eyelashes.
Gone.
And till this day, that is a favorite memory. But now we do eyelash extensions.
Now we do.
And now as grown women, we're not worried about that.
It doesn't matter anymore.
So on that
my
note,
goodness.
I'm going to take a commercial break, and we'll be right back after this message.
Ever felt stuck with a home that just doesn't feel right anymore? Whether it's that outdated kitchen or the bathroom that needs a refreshed look, Twice as Nice Construction has got you covered. Family owned for over 20 years. Twice as Nice Construction has been providing beautiful new construction and additions and stunning remodels like kitchens and bathrooms. We're not just experts. We offer unbeatable quality and prices to help make your dream come true. Ready to start building your dream home or to give your kitchen and bathroom that much needed makeover? Contact Twice as Nice today and make your dream a reality. Visit twiceasniceremodel.com today for quality you can see and service you can trust. Twice the value, twice the commitment, Twice as Nice.
Hi, we're back with Donna O'Reilly Einemann.
Mm-hmm.
And we're continuing our Queen's Court with a couple of questions that I read in your bio that I thought were perfectly put. Are you noticing that there's alliteration here? Because Donna calls it her 5 Ps.
Mm-hmm.
And this is part of her strategy of greatness and nurturing. So we're going to start with one of the P's, which is proper pricing.
Mm-hmm.
How imperative is that for you in your field?
It's huge. It's everything, you know, because buyers today will purchase a home based on its value. And if they feel the house is overpriced, they will save it on Zillow. So a seller, they'll save it on Zillow. What are they saving it for?
I don't know.
Right.
So is Zillow a friend or foe?
It depends on who you speak to.
Okay.
So we have a lot of agents in our office that are Zillow Premier agents, and they feel like it's a great tool for them.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that there's a lot of great tools out there. You just got to find them which one, you know, kind of works for you, which platform.
Okay.
But if people are saving, you know, a potential buyer is saving a property on Zillow, it's really because they're waiting for either an open house or perhaps maybe a price change, because it's about value. So if they feel like the house is priced properly, they're going to go in and they're going to see it.
But you help them price it, right?
We do. But sometimes the seller might feel their house is worth a different
Sentimental.
number. And, you know, we're okay giving it a
try.
Absolutely.
How long is too long for a house to be on the market?
It depends, you know, you don't want it to be on the market that long, obviously, in a low inventory environment. But you just have to satisfy the client and do the best you can, you know. And for the most part, we've got great creative minds in our office, and so we want to satisfy our clients and get them the most money they possibly.
Where's the hot spot now? Where would you say?
It's
Nassau. Try Nassau County.
in Nassau County.
Yeah.
The luxury market was really hot at one point because the interest rates were low. So that's a little slow now because they've risen. The 7, 8, like 6, 7, and 8 are just, you can't keep them. You can't keep them on the shelves. It's just, and our average price point on Long Island is a lot higher than it is around the country.
Nationally, yeah.
Nationally, it's like 400. So for us, and in some areas, it's less. So for us, it's
Yeah, it's
high.
pricey. No, it's very
Yeah.
difficult to live here, as we all know, tax bases and et cetera, et cetera. But yeah, and neighborhoods, I don't want to say regentrify, but neighborhoods become, what a Cape went for 400 is now 950 because the neighborhood remained intact, whatever that means, close to a train station to get to Manhattan, right? Good schools, talking Carl Place. I saw when I started in Carl Place in 1989, the houses were, middle class families. A lot of them were first generation immigrants from Italy, and the houses were about $400,000. Now they start at 750, and we know that they're well over $1 million. For the average on certain blocks. And so I've seen what you're speaking of. So proper pricing. Okay, cool. How about preparation?
Preparation is, again, we don't. It's like a play, right?
It's like a play, a
It's
Greek
like a play.
tragedy, or
No, not a tragedy.
okay.
But it's like a play. You want, you practice before opening night.
Yeah,
It's the same thing with preparing a house for sale. You want to make sure it's staged properly,
right.
right? Which I'm a certified stager, special certified
You're a
stager.
certified stager. Has
Mhm.
anyone ever heard that term before? Not
Yeah.
I.
Oh,
Okay, I love it. Add it
Um,
to the bio. I didn't see that.
Yeah. So I, tell my agents if you need me to stage for you, I'll be happy to do that.
Nice.
So fun. I love bringing, rooms to life. So
Mhm.
that's awesome. Yeah, we do professional photography. We do floor plans. We do amenities lists. We do everything to prepare that home to when it debuts, that it's
Oh, I like that.
professional. It is just in its best light.
Aren't you live now too? I see you on Facebook going live.
Yes,
Hi,
I
here
go
we are
live.
at the
Yeah.
Russell residence, and
I
they
do.
open the door. Like, hi, what are you doing here, Donna? Thanks for coming. It's so wonderful.
In my 60s, all of a sudden, I decided
You're a
to
movie
become,
star
like,
now.
this, like,
Yes.
it all started with the Rockville Center Chamber of Commerce.
Okay.
I'm in charge of doing ribbon cuttings for all of our new businesses. And so
Nice.
I decided that instead of just doing photography with, the new business, the mayor, all the government dignitaries in the area, the chamber members that come, and just, have still shots, and which are lovely.
Lovely.
I wanted to give the businesses a little bit of a little bump in recognition, especially since they're new.
Right.
So I decided to do literally just like a 5-minute interview with them. I tell them, give me 3 questions, whatever 3 questions you want me to ask, and I'll ask. And we're going to tour through your business.
Yeah.
And it just took off. Like other chambers started to do what we're doing. And so that's how I started to go live.
I like it.
And
I
again,
watch.
It's with purpose, right?
Yeah, it's with
So-
purpose, but you're a natural, you're good, and you don't mind having the camera really close to you. It's
It was probably from back in my cheerleading days where I was on the end, which is why I got on
she's
camera.
very tall.
And I'm very tall. And the camera was on the sidelines. And, right?
wait,
And it was
no.
like easy.
You were always
So
on
I
camera
had-
way more than anybody
I had
else.
to-
Maybe Christine. I'll give you both.
Okay, I think
But
so.
I,
Christine beat me.
I was happy after I broke my nose to get on camera because I still went out there and did the pyramid.
did.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's another story. Okay. The third P is promotion.
Yes.
So there's growth within your company.
Mhm.
What you start out as an agent. What's the stepping
No,
stones?
well, the promotion is more so for the
For the
property.
home. It's not
Yes.
promotion for
for
the
the agent.
individual.
Yep,
oh,
yep, yep.
I misunderstood that.
Yeah,
okay.
that's okay. No problem.
So tell me about promotion.
It's a little different now than it was 20 years ago
Okay.
because we have social media. We didn't have
Yes.
Facebook. We didn't have
No.
Instagram. we
Which is
didn't have-
probably a good thing back then.
Yeah. I mean, now it's great for,
It's a tool.
it's a tool. It's
Right.
another tool. But I was a marketing major at St. John's.
You were?
I was a marketing major.
I didn't know that either. I didn't venture into that building.
That's right. You were like
I was in
across
the
campus.
history building, liberal arts. Yeah.
And this, this is like my sweet spot because of my
Mm. Marketing.
education.
Yeah.
So to be able to help my agents market, a property in the right way is
Right.
really great. So I just come up with these ideas to just get them front and center, get their client's property front and center. So going live, after doing it successfully with the chamber, I now brought it to my office and we do like a new feature and we go called "What's Your Favorite Feature?" And I'll go to the agent's newest listing and then we chat with them and tell us a little bit about your favorite feature. And it's kind of like a teaser for people to come in and they get promoted. The house gets promoted. The office gets promoted. You know, so it's kind of fun. Really
I
fun.
like it a
We're
lot.
just coming up. We come up with all different things, but we have the tools now.
So
to do that.
tell us about your upcoming event on September 30th, where you're going to incorporate mind, body, function, right?
So yeah. So
I may be partaking in that.
she will be.
Yes.
Yeah, we will be. So we are going to be presenting to the Sandell Senior Center in Rockville Center
Mm-hmm.
a presentation titled "The Age of Elegance."
Here we are.
Age of Elegance.
Sit up tall. Here we are. This is us now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's about humor, it's about health, and it's about home.
Hustle and hairspray.
There you go. Add the hustle and hairspray. Just could be you.
Perfect.
You're leading off. We had a meeting today, just so you know.
That's fine with me. I like to go first because I'm representing mindset. I'm representing a healthy mindset.
Yeah, and humor. Yeah,
Of course.
because you have to. Yeah, and
Yeah.
what you've done,
Yeah.
in this Gilded Age.
This Gilded Age. Have you seen that? It's pretty interesting. Anybody watch The Gilded Age? I've been watching it. I don't know why, but I enjoy it. Yeah. So to me, you're blending maybe the forgotten people on Long Island that are still, thriving in certain ways, but have so many more opportunities that they're maybe not aware of.
Yeah. Well, you're going to be the prime example of
Yeah,
that. and
yeah.
I think it's going to be really spectacular.
We'll be playing pickleball by the end of the afternoon.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and doing Zumba, no doubt. Okay, professionalism. I don't have to ask a question about this because you are the consummate professional in everything you've ever done. And I'm sure that our viewers can tell by the way you speak that you are not only a professional in your career, but you treat people in that manner, regardless of their career, jobs, positions. You're just a kind, good person. And that professionalism that you shine in, I have to tell everybody that's listening, it's never about Donna. Understated. Believe me, understated. She really wants the people around her to shine. When they ask her to get up and speak at a party that she threw, she takes 1 minute. I'd be up there for 45 minutes, only because I enjoy speaking publicly. But she really sees the power in the people that came to the function and continuing to let them shine. So I have to say, I've seen that in a first-class way.
Yeah.
So
Thank you.
anything else about professionalism you could add to that? Probably.
Yeah, I think for our line of work, professionalism is paramount because we represent a client, whether they're buying or they're selling, and
Right.
we take that very seriously. We have a
Right.
code of ethics we have to go by as realtors. We take that very seriously, and I think professionalism goes a long way, and it doesn't run deep in our in our industry.
Oh, okay.
So there are some excellent real estate agents, and I don't think that the consumer, they don't really look at us as a value add sometimes. But when they experience a professional real estate agent, then they get it.
Then they
And they
get it.
get it. So it's just a kind of a shift in mindset. But and we love to do that because we are so professional at what we do.
I agree.
And we truly love what we do.
Mhm.
And we love our agents. I mean, we love our clients. Like, we do this for them, and again, very selflessly. So it's perfect, but we have a very strong code of ethics.
Well, it
so we're
starts at
very
the top.
professional.
It starts at the top.
Thank you.
And the last is people.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be the 5 Ps.
Yes.
So the people part, I think you tapped into that beautifully. Here's the last piece that I'd like to ask you a question about. In regards to conversations when people are not believing in what you're saying, or a bit unruly, or disagree with the way you're promoting their home or trying to sell it or marketing them, and they get agitated because, as you said, this is their biggest financial asset, probably.
Mhm.
How do you deal with that?
Yeah. You called me chill before,
You are.
which I am. I'm really even
You
keeled.
are.
And so I try and tell everybody you have to take the emotion out of it. You know, like our agents, when you are dealing with a client who really is agitated because their house isn't selling,
Right.
take the emotion out of it and let's drill down and let's analyze perhaps maybe why. Let's take a look at the numbers.
Pricing,
Let's,
right? Yeah.
The numbers. I mean, we have a great mortgage rep that works with us. Like, okay, let's take the comps and let's take a look at why when this house went on the market, it's now still on the market, but let's look at all the other houses that now are off the market that are priced in the same category. Let's do a little bit of an analysis and let's take a look at the taxes, the lot size, interior square footage and condition. And let's
Right.
figure out, are we in line with them? Because people,
Right.
right? Buyers bought those houses, but not this one.
Right.
So there's always a story.
Yeah.
And so when you kind of can uncover that without emotion,
Love it.
you can
How do you
actually
how do you
communicate
do that? I
Yeah.
mean,
It's again, they're so emotional. You cannot deal
right.
with emotion
Right.
and be heard. Like you have to figure out how
Right.
to get, and we've done that, and they've been so grateful because I've sat in meetings
Sure.
with agents and their clients, and typically they'll sit back and be like, you know what, we never looked at it that way, and
Right.
that's our job.
That's your job.
That is our job to
Right.
figure that out.
Right.
It's a puzzle, and so
I get it. It's kind of like the kid who doesn't get into the honors program or the advanced placement program, and the parent comes up with, a diorama of how amazing their angel is, and the child is wonderful, but just that level is not for them, and you're not giving them the recommendation. And it gets unruly because you are dealing with emotion because it's someone's child. And now that I think back, I did a great job of not getting emotional because you do have to remain professional and remember that's someone's baby and your the mental health of the child will suffer if they're being stressed and demanded too rigorously in a subject that they can't handle. And you kind of have to, I don't want to say sell it because we're talking real estate, but that is what we would have to do. And of course parents will go around you and above you and try to get their way in any way they can, but I would always stand firm on my belief but say it kindly and diplomatically and professionally.
you hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
It's being kind, it's being empathetic,
And
and making sure that they're being heard.
yeah.
And so you do
Yes,
that
people love
beautifully.
to be heard. That's why Facebook and Instagram and social media is so great. I got this many thumbs up. I got this many likes. Very important conversation. Okay, we're going to move along to our tiara tip.
Oh,
So I'm going to give you a quote
okay.
and you're going to comment on it. And here's the quote. Confidence isn't something you have. It's something you build.
Mhm. Yep.
Comment.
And like a staircase, you keep climbing
Okay. Up and up.
up and up and up.
What
and up.
happens when you level out?
You then find another staircase. Yeah. But, listen, you can climb to the top and be happy, and that's what's important,
Right.
wherever you want. But you just keep building confidence. And you
Right.
might slip, right? You might fall, down a bit.
But don't
how
you
get up,
find
right?
at this age you have more confidence because you're not as concerned about what people think?
I'm always concerned about what people think.
Do-
'Cause
are
I
you
want
still-
to be looked upon favorably.
Yes, but
so,
100%. Nobody is doubting that. But wasn't there a period growing up where we were, I don't want to say people pleasers, but we used a lot of P's today, so I'm going to say people pleasers. I felt like there was a period of time where we were always trying to be liked. And I don't want to say that's a female thing because I don't think it's uniquely female. But at this age, I don't look for that gratification from others.
Right.
If you don't like what I'm doing, saying, supporting, I have to respect that. Same thing with politics, another P.
Right.
I'm not going to judge you on your feelings, but I'm going to keep true to what I believe and respect that there's a difference.
Yes. And that's it. Respect.
Back
that
in the
there's a
day, I
difference.
would have probably slid over to your side because I wanted to make you happy.
Yeah.
I don't find that anymore.
Yeah. I mean, I hate conflict. So I
Yeah, you
agree.
do.
Like
I enjoy it a
would do
little.
that.
I do. I can't help it. It's the Brooklyn in me.
No, I'm like, I don't like conflict. But what I've learned to do is really ask targeted questions to get a better understanding of where someone is coming from.
Okay.
And then you can be at peace then, whether you agree or disagree, you can at least see their side of it.
So this is what I know of you. When you have a decision to make, whether it's a gown to be worn at a very formal wedding or a decision regarding not real estate, but something that you're doing at home with your husband or your son, you will ask us, well, what do you think? So what do you think? And I love that about you. I don't do that. I figure it out on my own. And I think in a certain way, if you don't like what I've decided, then I just, again, I'm saying, okay, but that's who I am now, and that's okay if you don't like it. But you are very conscious of, give me some input on that. And what do you think about this color for me to wear? And how do you, I love that about you. So is that the targeted questions that you're speaking of?
Yeah. And actually that's learned. So again,
that's learned.
building on confidence. That's learned because I was kind of early on, perhaps maybe afraid to ask those questions. Right. And I did really learn a lot. It was almost like playing, pinball. You made a lot of more mistakes, that way. I think you have to know who you want in your circle to rely on. If you ask everybody, then you're gonna get guidance or at least an answer and opinions that may not align with you.
Right.
So you have to really know who and value who you're asking their opinion of.
So do you think your circle has gotten smaller as you've aged?
I think my circle has gotten richer.
Rich. These are textbook answers.
I'm not prepared.
We did not rehearse. I promise you, we did not rehearse.
This is how well we get along.
This is how we speak. So richer. I like that because we're all still friends with our teammates, one of which is here today, Miss Terry, who will not come on camera, but she is a beloved friend of ours.
Yeah.
And we all celebrated our 60th birthdays together, which was a joy because we can't believe we're this age.
Yeah.
Right. So, but I think my circle hasn't gotten smaller. I think I've gotten many circles now.
Okay.
I think my circle was small at St. John's. I think we were such a tight group and we thought we were at the top and whatever other word you want to use to substitute. And that was enough. Yes. I didn't need to meet the other 30,000 students because we were at the garden every weekend and we were the girls that, people wanted to meet and talk to. And that was fine with me. Yeah. But now that I'm older, I have a variety of different circles and I like that.
Yeah. I think it's great. You got to find your people. Your people may be in different places.
Yeah.
Like I know when I was growing up, I played sports. So I had my friends that were athletic. And then I had a group of friends that were friends from my grammar school back home, that I took the bus with every day.
Right.
So I had that group, and then I had friends from my homeroom that.
Your homeroom?
My homeroom class was really tight.
From St. Raymond's?
No, not from St. Raymond's. From my high school, from Sacred Heart. And so I had all these different groups, but for different reasons. So, and I think there's something to be said about that.
Yeah, no,
I like that there's some diversification, and have to tell you, I still have friends from my grammar school, high school days as well.
Yeah.
But I see you guys the most.
Yeah. Well, we are worth the price of admission, but also that's geography because you didn't move very, very far from where you originated. You're in Lynbrook now.
Yeah, we're in Lynbrook now. So I grew up in East Rockaway.
Yeah, which who knew that existed? Yeah. Didn't know.
And I went to St. Raymond's that governed East Rockaway and Lynbrook.
Okay.
And my high school was Sacred Heart Academy in Hempstead. Right. It was a 20-minute bus ride away. And then St. John's was in Queens. So educated locally.
Edge
was,
of the earth.
the edge of the earth, right?
That's where Tracy lived, the edge of the earth. Yeah, and it's so interesting too, because when we all met each other, we didn't know anyone
No.
from earlier years. And I had all these preconceived notions of these girls that grew up on Long Island, that they're spoiled and they all drove cars and they were wearing clogs, and that was just not what I was wearing at that time, 1980. So, and I was right because they had such a different upbringing versus getting on a city bus and getting, down to Avenue U, and, your experience was very different. And I liked hearing about the differences and learning about, what went on. Us, Holy Trinity and St. Edmunds and the kids that went to the public schools, I thought they were so liberated and free and had so many more things than I did, because they did. I'm going to be honest, they did. I didn't have a car. I was sharing with my siblings and my parents, and you had the apartment, and you were the coolest because you were the first one to have an apartment. And it's like the perspectives, when you look back, we had nothing and we thought we had everything.
Yeah.
Isn't that great?
With St. John's, actually, I love to this day, and I always tell people that it was the best thing that, decision I ever made to go there.
Mm-hmm.
And I will tell you that it's all about the people.
Yeah.
And we're working class people that went to St. John's. So we went to school, and then we
working class
worked to put
people.
ourselves through school.
Yes, we did.
And then we cheered.
Right.
So whether that was our experience,
Right.
and I had the same experience when I was coaching. That's
Right.
exactly what
Right.
everyone was doing, and it helped develop who we are
Yes.
as adults. We
Yes.
had to manage all of that.
We had to manage all
And
of
I
that.
would always tell my cheer squad, because we came from a co-ed cheer squad, and I coached a co-ed cheer squad. I would always tell them, put cheerleading down on your resume.
Mhm.
And then the guys were really uncomfortable with that, because not
Yes.
everybody accepted a male cheerleader.
Right.
And I said, put it down. I guarantee it'll be the first thing that's discussed on an interview. And they would come back to practice,
Yeah.
and they'd be like, how did you know that? I said, because you go to St. John's University. It's the mecca of basketball.
Mecca of
Everybody
basketball.
wants to talk about it, right? And you are in the front. You're
Right
you're the
there.
best seat in the house.
Best seat
You're
in
on
the-
the court.
which is why the guys joined our team. Let's
Yes.
be
They played football by day.
played football by day. And
They
they
cheered with
wanted
us
the
at
best
night.
seats for basketball.
But I have to tell you, they were our brothers.
They were our
It was a
brothers.
brotherhood, sisterhood like no other.
and
They-
still is.
and still is.
And still is. We all still get together,
Yep.
and we love them dearly. And new hips, new knees,
And we all have gone through it, and a lot of
relationships,
laughs.
marriages, jobs. We've all
Yeah.
been there for each other, ups and downs, and that's the grit.
Yeah.
That's the grit that St. John's gave us.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to get down to our crowning moment, which
Mhm.
is another question, which can just be a comment.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be that you go into a big philosophy, because we're almost done with our show this evening, and this is called your crowning moment.
Mm.
The moment I realized I was a queen was.
Wow. I didn't.
Aren't these
prepare.
great questions? Thank you.
I think when I had my son.
I
at
knew you were
40.
going to say that.
At
I
40.
knew. Tell everyone that. I
Yeah.
knew you were going to say that. I'm so happy you said it.
Thank you.
Explain.
So, I got married at 38.
Mm-hmm.
I was engaged at 28. I called that
Everyone
off.
she dated was named Bob. Am I
Bob.
right? Bob, Bobby, Rob.
Rob.
That's it. Okay, go ahead.
And so I didn't meet my husband
Mhm.
today, and until 10 years later we got married at 38, and then I was blessed to have our son Chris at 40, and he made me a mom, and that was amazing. I was actually due on Mother's Day.
Really?
Yes, and he came 5 days early. I really wanted to have him on Mother's Day because he was the reason, but I have to tell you, he's so much joy, and on Mother's Day when he playing baseball, when he
Mhm.
was literally, I don't know, I think he was 11 at the time on Mother's Day. we had a game,
Always on Mother's
always,
Day.
right?
Yeah.
And he hit a grand slam home run.
For mommy.
Yep. And he round the corner and pointed to me when he came around third base. So like tears, like all the moms were like crying. And that was like incredible. And that became our like little connection.
Bond.
So then fast forward, you know, played high school ball, played college ball D2. And then he got recruited to play college ball D1.
Mm-hmm.
And Mother's Day weekend comes, senior year, and it's in Maine. So it's at the University of Maine. We're like, let's go, right?
Yeah.
Sure enough, Chris hits another home run on Mother's Day.
That's when you knew.
And I was like, that's exactly. So my crowning moment was being a
I
mom.
knew you were going to say that. I'm so glad you said that. Okay, so here's where we're going to end the show. This was delightful
Thank you. It was
and so
fun.
real and so real.
And
So
we could just
we could do
continue.
3.5
We will.
hours, but I mean, we think we're funny and we have great insights. And I'm sharing the really PG versions of everything. But
No, just
I'm
stop.
just delighted to
kidding.
have Donna in my life and all of my friends from St. John's because we
Yes.
are each other's best assets.
Mhm.
So what's coming up in 2 weeks? So as you know, this will be live, and the next show will be on August the 12th. And so my royal invitation is for you to join in with us on August the 12th.
Mhm.
And this time I'm going to flip it around a little and have a former student on,
Ooh.
Alessandra Verassi, who is a dear friend of mine and now serves as a marketing manager for The Bowery Presents, where she markets such acts as, you may have heard of them, the Rolling Stones, Stevie Wonder. She got me Barry Manilow tickets many times, Riverdance. She is a great accomplishment because she was my student and my teaching assistant, and we just have the exact same sense of humor. I hope we get through these interviews without mocking and laughing at each other. But what a successful young woman, a world traveler,
That's great.
a family person, a delightful human being, and a good time. So she will be on the show August the 12th, and you'll see a different perspective, you know, coming up as my student and my teaching assistant, and then going to Wagner College and, you know, leaving home, and then she travels all over the world, and just perspective of, you know, what that was like to now be full circle and a friend of mine. I call her a friend. So that's my royal invitation for August the 12th.
Okay.
And I hope you enjoyed the show. And thank you, Donna. I appreciate you and love you.
Love you too, Joan.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good night, everyone.
Bye, everyone.